Okay, so here's a video about setting conditions to win. And what does that mean? That means whenever you're, just like if you're going to play a football game, or you're going to play a softball game, or you're going to do anything in life, there are certain ways to set the battlefield or set the game where it's actually in your favor. You have the advantage, and you go into the game prepared. You have the knowledge, you've had the research, you've practiced, you have the right equipment, you have everything it takes to go into the game to win. So these are some things that I've discovered over time. You know, I was an Army Apache pilot, and I didn't really realize I was doing all these things when I was going in to be a Apache pilot or to be an Army helicopter pilot, but I just kind of did them unconsciously along the way. And now, as I got older and I look back, I say, you know, wow, I did these things. These are things that I actually was doing and didn't realize it. So here's the list, and it's a pretty good list. I hope it helps you out. So here we go. The first thing on the list is the MetF. What does MetF? METTF mean? The first thing it means is you got to have the right mindset. You got to get yourself in the right mindset to do anything. And what is mindset? Mindset is you have to decide to do something, you have to dedicate yourself to do it, and then you have to act on it. That's what mindset means. You've got to make those three things happen. And then the next thing of the Met is equipment. You got to equip yourself for whatever you're about to do. You know, no matter what it is in life, get yourself equipped. If you're going hunting, you're going to need a rifle and a jacket, this that sort of thing. If you're going to play football, you're going to need some helmet and pads. I mean, you got to be equipped. Always buy the best equipment that you can afford. The next thing is equipment is useless without training. So the M is mindset, E is equipment, T is training. Training is so important. And if you don't get good training and spend your time training, then everything else will be useless. I know guys that go out and buy these $2,000 guns, you know, and I want it in 5.56. I want 300 blackout. I want to get this. I want to get that. And they'll have 200 guns of every flavor. No training. No training. They can't shoot and move to save their life. So they're buying guns for someone else, basically. All right. The next T in the MetF is team. Surround yourself with a good team. Find people that are capable. Find people that are as good as you or better. Don't bring people along that you have to spend all your time dragging along. Get with people that are competent and capable and make an effective team with you. Get with people that your personality fits. Don't get with someone you got to fight with, argue with, deal with 24/7. Get with someone that is definitely compatible with you. And then the F in the MetF is fitness. Get yourself in shape. You know, I tell myself all the time, I look in the mirror and I go, all right, fat ass, we got to move. We got to move. All right. You know, I'm partially crippled. So I'm like, all right, you crippled bastard, get up. You got to go. You got to go. You got to make another step. If you can't walk, you got to be crawling. If you can't crawl, then you got to be squirming like a snake, but you got to be moving. You've got to push yourself for better fitness. Stop eating the junk and start getting fit, whatever that means. And a lot of people go, well, you know, I need to lose a lot of weight. Well, when shit hits the fan, a heavier person is going to probably be a little bit better off because he can miss a few more meals. But if you can't walk at least 2 miles, then you need to get your ass in shape. And if you can't walk at least 2 miles or 5 miles with a weapon and a backpack, then you need to get your ass in better shape. Just plain and simple. So the next part on this list is 2 is 1 and 1 is nothing. And it really kind of goes to the idea of everything can break, so always have a backup. Real simple. The third part of this list is plan to pace. And I did a whole video on pace. And pace basically means make your plan, make your primary plan, your alternate plan, your contingency plan, and your emergency plan. And I'm not going to go over that again here because this video will be way too long, but go look up my video on pace. And then the next one is train through your failures. Train through your failures. What does that mean? Well, when you go out and you shoot and you go, oh Lord, I didn't hit the target. I can't even hit the damn target. I can't even draw my weapon without hanging up and this sort of thing. Find your failures, work on them, train through them, get it all set up, figure all that out now before the time comes where you actually need it. The next one is do a good area intel. Know how to do an area intel. And there's a lot of things out there. Forward Observer does a great area intel brief. Learn that one. I'm not going to go in that here either because that is a mountain of information. I might put that together down the line, but it's going to take at least, when I do that class, it's an hour to an hour and a half, sometimes even 2. So area intel, need to know what's around you, need to know what's in your area. So, and I'm going to do a video on that. I think it's important. Security is priority 1. So security is priority 1. You need to always remember that. Me and my wife get in that argument a lot. You know, she goes, well, you know, we're just going to have a good time, blah, 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 you know, and I'm always thinking, yeah, I look around at any time, this shit can go south. You know, you're in a restaurant, you're trying to have a great time. You look over and, you know, someone can bust through that door and just, so security is job 1, priority 1. The next part of this list is you need to self-evaluate and self-correct. That's kind of like train through your failures. You need to always be self-evaluating. Ask yourself, if you were yourself's enemy, how would you attack? How would you destroy yourself? And if you can get that answer, then you need to fix that. Forget the rules. Don't limit yourself. The craziest thing I've ever seen in my life is someone calls 911 and says, there's someone breaking in. He's got a gun. He's got a knife. Can I defend myself? Can I shoot him? Can I? You're asking for permission to protect yourself. That is how society has conditioned us in this USA, America. That's how society has conditioned us to be sheep. Because we have to, when you have to ask permission to protect yourself, that's a crock of shit. Don't ask permission to protect yourself. Protect yourself. Get it done. There are no rules to a fight. There are no rules to war. There's only one rule. Don't lose. If it be between you and someone breaking into your home, protect yourself. The next thing is being a patriot isn't a right that you have. It's only a privilege. And you have to earn that privilege. Everybody goes, well, I'm an American. I'm free. You know, it's my right. Freedom isn't a right. It's just a privilege. Well, the Bill of Rights says the Bill of Rights don't mean nothing if you're not willing to protect it. They are wiping their ass with the Bill of Rights right now. These politicians are wiping their ass with the Constitution right now. They are trampling over everything in it. And if you are so concerned with football games and hunting and bullshit like that, that you don't stand up and start preparing and start training and start getting ready, then you will be in chains before this is over. Next thing on this list is know more than other people do. Know more than your enemy does. How do you do that? Well, you dedicate yourself to every day learning something about your craft of survival, your craft of warfare, your craft of being a better you. research it. That's the big thing. Research it. So anyway, that's my small list of setting the conditions to be prepared for what's coming. And it's going to be a storm. There's a storm coming. If you don't see it, you see the little glimmers of it. You see it in Israel. You see it in all these riots and shit that they have here and there, and the looting, all this stuff. If you don't see the writing on the wall, then I don't know how to help you. But I'm trying to stand on the wall and scream, prepare, 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 because they're coming. And it's not just about guns. It's about food, water, shelter, medical. And it's a big thing of knowing what your skill set is, your toolbox, your skill set toolbox. You don't have to have a big storage area for a skill set toolbox. You just have to have the mindset to dedicate yourself to learning stuff, to learning skills, to learning how to do things. You know, be capable. And that will help you set the conditions to survive and to win. Okay? I hope that little bit, I hope something in there that you found could help you. And if you don't mind, leave me something in the comments that might help me to add to that list and pass on to my children down the line and my grandchildren and my friends. And I appreciate you guys. Like I said earlier, I do this video mostly for my great-grandchildren and my grandchildren that I may never know. And they might be in the fight of their lives one day, and something in here might help them. Okay? All right, go out and make your space, your family, yourself better.